Tres, dos, uno. There we are. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to part 3, or the third one, of we're calling it the Todd Jaeger experience. I guess I'm featured, but introduce yourself, Jack.
Captain Cartoon here. The backup Todd's lifelong experience of film. Excuse me.
Fabulous opening. What can I say? Oh, I forgot. Special guest Gabori Sidibe's dropped by. Say hi, everybody. She just sort
we
of
wanted no part of your fancy crackers.
Yeah, she doesn't deal with fancy crackers, especially when they're in my pants. Not for her. No, she's too precious. Get it? I'm gonna knock her over there. That's funny. She just happened to fall into frame there for a second. We may have another special guest shortly, but I won't say who. And well, today, the third one. I'm shocked as ever. I originally thought I was just going to be a guest on your podcast, and then here my name was put on it. So I guess I have to do my part. So, any news going on before we hit the topic?
Nothing too new this week. I mean, we're still pumping out Nursing Home Dracula.
Yay!
Comic.
I'm excited for that.
Seeing what we can get it going on there, and just a few other things. Waiting on that trailer for Funk, but they're not done filming yet.
Yeah, well, they also haven't had me record whatever vocal I'm supposed to do for Arman Funk. I really, really wanted to be there in person to be in it, but I don't have any money, and you guys have a budget, so I have to do my part from way over on the West Coast in the lovely Palm Springs, Coachella Valley area, where it is currently 103 degrees. And it is only 11 a.m. here. It's going to get worse today. August is going to suck. So that means my Edison bill is going to practically kill me more than the heat. So, yay. Now, on my end, I just basically found out that Johnny Logan Harley, who's a good friend of Bill Whedon's, asked me, hey, would you do this quick little line for Killer Cox? And I was like, okay. So I did it. It was only like 5 seconds, and I was not happy because that's my computer screen in my glasses there. But when I did the bit, the ring light was showing up in my glass. But they were like, that's great. So apparently my little thing's going to be used in my little thing. Oh, that didn't come out right. My little video is going to be a part of Killer Cox. And I'm excited to tell everybody that Demiziano Cristoforo is a producer and involved in Slade Wilson's movie Erotic 2. This is 2 different covers of the same release. This is the ultra limited pre-order edition. These were numbered, and the discs had individual little goodies printed on each disc. And my voice is of the client in this film. So if you've seen Erotic, the first one, I think that was 2018 from Domitiano. And here's Slade Wilson's directorial of Erotic 2. So I don't know if any copies are available anymore. This was very limited. So perhaps there'll be a standard, or check Tetra Video or Gordrome and see if maybe they're out there somewhere, because it's a very wonderfully sick and graphic, very artful film. So I highly recommend that to all folks out there. And today, I see you're wearing an Arman Funk t-shirt. I still need to get one. I myself am wearing a Serbian film. Yes. And I am excited because I can't wait to see this Serbian documentary. I keep hearing about it, and some people can't handle this film. I thought it was amazing. And I do have a friend who just absolutely despises the film for some stuff near the end involving the character's son. And I can understand how people get touchy about that, but it wasn't being exploitive in that manner. It was, showing what happens in that kind of industry. So, Serbian film for me today. And I wish I would have sent you the photo, but I have a Deep Thoughts. I love that. Don't call me Jack Handy, though, for those who used to watch Saturday Night Live. And actually, fun fact, Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy first appeared in one of Michael Nesmith's from the Monkees VHS video programs. I don't think it was Elephant Parts. It might have been Dr. Duck's Secret Super Sauce or something like that. But that's where Deep Thoughts came from, not Saturday Night Live. So you heard it here.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, right now, Mike Caravella is in New York. There are screenings in New York, even at something called a Cannabis Fest. Yeah, but that suits it perfectly for Astral Plane Drifter. Check astralplanedrifter.com. There are screenings near the bottom of the site. Watch the trailer first, and you'll see if it's coming in your neck of the woods. Ward, hey! It makes me feel so cool knowing people are out there and watching and interacting. And I will remind everyone that I am not watching it on YouTube because with the live comments, because YouTube actually has a delay. So if I were to be watching on YouTube, I wouldn't see myself saying what I'm saying until much later. So I can't read the comments and I'll get confused more so than I already am. And hey to all the people, like I told a lot of customers at work last night, tune in. Hello to everyone that is a regular and always comes in and says to me, what do you recommend today? Because I always tell them when you get home, you got to look at this movie. And also, if anyone from my high school graduating class page on Facebook is tuning in. Hello to all of my fellow Okie Snows. They know what that means. Otherwise, other things coming up today. Jack's gonna go take care of something that leaves me all alone. But today on the program, there's Chris.
Yo.
Hey, Chris, what's going on?
How's everybody doing? All right.
Yeah, adequate to the occasion, as I always say. It's honest. And Chris is the one out there controlling all the little fun things on our screen. And whenever something pops up in the corner, that's Chris. He's like doing all the work. Jack and I just sit here looking purty.
Jack told me I had to do it or he was going to break my kneecaps.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, we wouldn't want that unless that's something you like. Unless that's something you like.
No, I don't want that. So
okay.
So
well, no, you're welcome to hang out, pop in, pop out, whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna get some coffee, and then I'll be right back.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess unless there's any other. Oh, here, one more thing I want to share before we get started. This is something I am proud of. When I used to work at Borders, I don't know if you remember Borders bookstores, that was so great. Unfortunately, the company just kind of mismanaged and ran itself into the ground, but loved Borders. I miss it. Let's see, Borders closed in 2011. Oh my God, that's a long time. But while I was there and I got my employee discount, we had this. This is the original first 2 seasons of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? All the discs are housed in the back of this Mystery Machine van with Scooby and Shaggy. The van actually rolls. And the last time I saw one of these online was possibly a used one on Amazon for $1,000.
Damn.
There are
That's
none
awesome.
on. Yeah, there are none on. I got this for 40 something. I haven't found any on eBay. If you do find them on eBay, they are more than likely Region 4 discs. Australia is apparently Region 4, but I heard that in Australia, it's mandatory that everything is region free. That's what I have been told. But this would be Region 4 if you see it available. Otherwise, after this, they released it in a very poorly shaped cardboard Mystery Machine that is nothing like this. So if you get your hands, I love that reflection. If you can find this, it is so cool. And I will say this is very important, folks. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Was great. The first seasons with hand-painted backgrounds, dark, spooky. As a kid, I think Scooby-Doo came out 1968, I believe, 69. There you are. There they are. I was like 5 or 6 years old when it first came on. And boy, it spooked the crap out of us as kids. It was wonderful. Then there was the new Scooby-Doo movies where they had guest stars every week, like the Harlem Globetrotters or Mama Cass. And those were pretty good. After that,
Not for no reason.
After that, I'm going to say it went to shit. They introduced Scooby-Dum and Scrappy-Doo. That was jumping the shark right there. People, if you don't know what the term jump the shark means, it means when Fonzie jumped the shark in Happy Days. That was basically the end of the show.
Well, see, Scooby-Dum was one animal by itself.
Oh,
that was a complete...
excuse me, I'm gonna Scooby-Dum, oh my God, he was just and Scrappy-Doo spoke perfect English that did not make sense. Now, I know Scooby-Doo spoke English, but it would be as if a dog tried to talk, which made, we accepted that. But Scrappy-Doo was an obnoxious little asshole. And sorry if Hanna-Barbera doesn't like that, but come on, they had to know. And Scooby-Dum was just for obvious comic relief that just didn't work.
Oh yeah.
So the animation also started getting bad. They weren't doing the really nifty hand-painted, almost textural backgrounds. And it just got, I don't want to use the word slick, but it became so flat and one-dimensional. And then when, people say, oh, the Scooby-Doos later on where, they had Kiss. I don't mean, they didn't in the 70s before Kiss was on. That was too soon. But later when they had Kiss and all that on there, the band, the animation was just so, remember the old Looney Tunes? The old ones before the 60s and stuff, where it was a fluid motion to the characters. The newer Scooby-Doos were just this flat and it wasn't spooky anymore. It was just silly. And I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of the live action Scooby-Doo's. There's that little. I love how on Adult Swim and Harvey Birdman, they always had the hawk swoop down and grab Scrappy Doo away. Doing us all a favor, man.
Yeah.
But so that's my spiel on Scooby-Doo. Where are you? The originals are the best, up through the new Scooby-Doo movies. After that, my buddy Ron is now friends with the Fonz, says Ward Fowler.
Nice.
That is cool. People were very upset with Henry Winkler when he appeared in the movie Scream because he cussed. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it was great seeing him in there, but I think he dropped an F-bomb or something, and people were like, oh my God, the Fonz. Nothing against Henry Winkler. Great guy. But when his character became too popular on Happy Days, it instead of focusing on Richie Cunningham and his family and escapades, it became the Fonzie show. It was just all about Fonzie, everything focused on Fonzie. They put him on cameras, and I'm sorry, the show, and whatever became of the older brother Chuck. Did you ever see the pilot episode? The very first episode of Happy Days, they had an older brother, Chuck, and he was last seen. Oh, there I am. 1994. Oh, there's Henry. That's what we were looking for. Love Henry Winkler. He's cool. But I'm sorry, when it became the Fonzie show, basically, I kind of... and Chuck last was seen in the pilot episode with a basketball going up the steps, and he was never to be seen nor heard from again. And in the very, very, very last episode of Happy Days, Tom Bosley said, we raised two lovely children. What happened to Chuck? He didn't mention three, he said two. And the pilot episode, I'm sorry, counts because it established everybody. And usually pilot episodes are kind of put to the wayside and forgotten. I think
TV Land tried to solve that mystery for years.
Yeah. When TV Land wasn't having 11-minute... Yeah, well, when TV Land wasn't having 11-minute commercial breaks. Ugh. But no, I didn't know about that. That would have been cool to see what they tried to do, because, man, it bothered me a lot, because I know that, for instance, the pilot episode of Three's Company had a different Chrissy and a different Janet actresses. So I never saw that one air, but the pilot episode, there we go. That's Chuck, isn't it? What became of Chuck? It's just like you see people with Save Ferris t-shirts. Well, we should have or Chuck missing on a milk carton thing. So I hope for some people out there that if you're way too young to remember any of this, I'm sorry, but Google it. There he is. Boy, he looked pretty old to be an older brother, didn't he? He looks like he's in his mid-30s there. Well, all the high school kids.
Yeah.
That's what always got me about the movie Grease. They were supposed to be high school kids, but let's face it, they were no spring chickens. Well, a lot of movies do that. So I'm sorry if I'm always smiling and giggling. Oh, God, that picture of Chuck. I don't remember him looking that old. God, he looked... I'm sorry to the actor playing Chuck, but... Whoa, man. Oh, my God, there he is again. Oh, Chuck. I'm not saying he's ugly. I'm just saying, oh, my God, if they tried to pass him off as a teenager, that's not right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Good times.
He's only 19, we swear.
Oh, my God. That is so sad. At least in a movie like 16 Candles, they look like high school kids. And that was John Hughes.
Oh yeah, their lead singer.
He got kids that were really that young, and that worked. But all these TV shows and movies, they look way too old and they look way too fucking pretty. I'm sorry. I'm nothing against people with looks, but I'm tired of looking at pretty people. Or as in, like, for instance, the latest I Know What You Did Last Summer and the latest Final Destination. I call stuff like that pretty people with problems, because I don't give a shit about their lives, because they're just too pretty and they live in fancy mansions, and I'm not jealous.
So you were rooting for death during Final Destination.
Yeah, kill them all. When they're loathsome, which, getting towards our topic today, so far the latest two movies we did, Hook and Goldilocks and the Three Bears' Death in Porridge, you had plenty of loathsome people that you were just, you know what, kill them all. Just kill them. Especially, and I'm going to mention one more, 1995's The Fear, the one that Wes Craven did a cameo in the opening. Oh God, that white guy with dreadlocks, the so-called rapper. I was like, kill him first. I don't want to deal with him through the rest of the movie if I'm going to sit through this. And sure enough, they killed him first. And I was like, but the movie still sucked. So Wes Craven, I don't know what favor you did to, I know he's not with us anymore, but wherever you are, Wes Craven, what got you to be in that? I don't know. There we go. But heading back towards, I got notes. Our movie today, Piglet. Okay, so I wish I could remember. I wish I would have had it up on the screen. I read Culture Crip's review of Piglet. Sometimes I like to look around for any more info that I might need. And they mentioned something about childhood trauma series or like what they're doing is taking fairy tales and stuff that's now in public domain as far as original characters and just sort of making them slashers and dark movies. But what this company is doing, and I don't just mean ITN, but the production company and the people behind these movies like Hook and all, there's Piglet, another one of those generic, almost AI artwork looking things. They are giving you a bait and switch. Even the Pooh, Blood and Honey sequels and stuff do it, where they lure you in. You're going to think this is Piglet from Winnie the Pooh, but it's not. But they lure you in that way. Once they got you in and figure, well, now you got to watch it. This is not connected to Winnie the Pooh. Also, now, it has been said, I think even in Culture Crip, that the mask that Piglet is wearing in this movie was actually the same one from one of the Winnie the Pooh ones. The Pooh, Blood, and whatever. I couldn't sit through the Pooh, Blood, and Honey stuff. I couldn't deal with it. So I'm not sure, but I'm putting it out there in case people did watch it and say, yeah, that is the same one, because they mentioned the ear, the bite off of the tip of the ear or something. So, okay. So I knew we were, now listen, I've said it in the past. I have plenty of ITN releases on DVD. When Walmart used to, I don't see them at Walmart anymore. Walmart's one of your last bastions for buying movies in stores. I found out there's still a Suncoast video somewhere in the Midwest. Like, that's pretty cool. But ITN and sometimes teams up with Uncorked or E1. You'll see sometimes the same companies on the back title. Sorry, my mustache hairs. Here's a sidetrack. My new CPAP and thing in the background. Here is Piglet. It presses down on my mustache, but when I take it off, mustache hairs love to kind of tickle my nose. So if you see me doing this a lot, no, I'm not doing coke. It's that. But anyway, so ITN, you know, they're like sometimes when you would used to also at Walmart find Wild Eye releases. They're like, you know what? I'm in the mood for something ultra low budget or cheap or something. Maybe we'll have some fun. So I will check up on the ITNs because they were usually kind of low priced. And when I saw ITN at the beginning, I thought, okay, here we go. But then I knew we were in for some possible trouble because Piglet is directed by Andrea M. Catinella, who also directed Hook, and writer Harry Roxley. He wrote Hook. He also wrote Mouseboat Massacre, Popeye's Revenge, Cinderella's Revenge, Mouse of Horrors, fairest of them all. Get where I'm going with these? It's, again, that whole fairy tale public domain thing now. And one of the reviews even mentioned that basically a film like this is bastardizing some of their own other productions. Because this one, Piglet, also had a what I call a gaggle of petty, pretty girls. Yes, it was all girls except for the one, as far as the youth are concerned, except for the one guy who got killed off early. Also, always has a getaway car that won't start. And like Hook, especially, you had your, what do you know, another hot lesbian couple. And of course, you got to see them kissing and smooching in a hot tub, which is what they did in Hook. And like Hook, I don't know, Goldilocks, I don't think had any of the, oh, there they are. They were wearing bathing suits in this one. And when the one in the front there gets out and goes, because she got a headache, she was pissed off about something, and she got in the shower. I'm not saying she had to get naked in the shower. I'm tired of gratuitous female shower scenes, but she was taking a shower in her bathing suit, which I thought was kind of interesting. But there they are. They were kissing, they were making out. And so for all you straight guys out there who get off, this was not pro LGBTQ. Not like this was just, hey guys, we got some hot chicks for you. They didn't want to do nudity, but they're going to make out for you. Although you got that other girl in the group that never made it to the camp. I'm doing spoilers here, folks. That decided, well, they hired her basically for her tits.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, her acting was, as one reviewer said, not flat. No, her breasts were not flat as compared to her acting. Now, This is the other interesting thing about this film. It's a smorgasbord of accents. They don't really tell you what country or where this is supposed to take place. But the one girl mentions that she's been accepted to some school in Salt Lake City. Oh my God, of all the places on earth you want to go. I'm not bashing Salt Lake City, but, you know, with all the right-wingism and republicanism and everything going on right now, there are certain areas of the country that are a bit too religious and all that. There's that group. Her in the front, Judith, of course, the total bitch. And of course, all these other girls standing around her. By the way, if you're looking at your screen, to the right of the screen, the second girl nearest Judith, I kept thinking of Cecily Strong from Saturday Night Live. She looks so much like Cecily Strong. It was distracting. But Judith there in the front, how could any of these other girls be her friend? It was like in Hook, well, both of the lesbian couple were awful. And then the other girl, Jamie, she was awful. But this Judith, and I say bitch in the way that I can call men bitches too. She was maybe she's that good of an actress because she was a total bitch. But oh my God. And I mean, so yeah, it was a bunch of different accents. So I detected British. Someone mentioned possible Ukrainian. There were the lesbian couple. One, I thought they were both American at first, but then their accents kind of faltered a little throughout the so it was like, what's this cornucopia of accents and international? I don't know. I think whatever production company this is, I should have looked it up. They I don't know if getting these different accents is intentional to make it seem like these are girls from all over together in college or something, or it's just cheaper.
Probably a little bit of both. So they
I'm thinking that.
So they could drop it anywhere and anybody would be like, yeah, I'll watch that.
I had to, honestly, I had to put the subtitles on because sometimes not only did I not know what they were saying, but even the subtitles on Tubi weren't sure because the girls would say something and then it would say in parentheses indistinct because they couldn't figure it out either unless they have AI doing the detecting. And it was, yeah. And then, of course, one of the things I'll get to later as far as technical aspects, I guess they call it Foley and sound and all that. There were a lot of times where you couldn't hear what they were saying. One scene, I'll get to it, but when she's telling the guy, go get your car and go get gas, and you put gas in our car. You couldn't, so that's the subtitles was what she was saying, but you couldn't hear her. And a lot of times in those scenes, the music, the score was louder than their dialogue. And when she was telling the guy to get gas, like you could hear him, you could hear, I guess, her sister Kate. But when Susie or Cecily was talking, I don't know. Okay. So yeah, we got it was a bait and switch. The people who did Hook also did this one. Started off very strange because if those were supposed to be security people guarding the prisoner, did you notice how long the bills on their hats were? They were like way out here.
Yeah.
They were like they were novelty hats. They were just really. And so for one thing, it looked like, and I thought this, and then I read it in a review. It looks like they were holding him prisoner in a horse trailer. Did you notice? It was kind of like when the guys, when the one girl, when the Piglet comes out of the horse trailer and that little like step thing. I'm like, no, that they wouldn't anyway. So, and then she didn't. Okay, so what prisoner, to make him look like he's really a prisoner, they just have a chain draped over his shoulders, which he wore through the rest of the movie. So supposedly years later, and he's still walking around with this heavy chain draped around him. His hands were free. What prisoner's hands would be free if he was psychotic and killed half the prison? So just drape a chain around his neck, let his hands be free. And when he starts killing on the one guard, the gal, boy, what school did she go to for security training? Because she's like holding the gun and going, cage. And she won't shoot him. Like she's afraid to shoot a gun. She's a security guard. She's afraid to shoot a gun. And
that's
so
her one job is to shoot this motherfucker in the ass if the shit goes wrong.
Yeah. And then the other guy out there was taking the longest piss in the history of the world. If you've seen any Joe Gage porn flicks from the past 10 years. He's always got to have a scene where they're just peeing forever. And that's what it reminded me of. The guy was standing outside just pissing away while he's looking at his phone. And I think he had an earbud in, but the fact that he didn't hear any of that going on behind him, I don't know. I know it's only a movie. And if these things didn't happen, the movie would be over. But like Hook and like Goldilocks, they just shot scenes not caring if any kind of continuity or just connection to things, it didn't matter. It just didn't matter. For instance, here's my big one. They didn't say whether they stopped and got out of their car in the beginning? Did you recall anything about their car didn't break down like the second group? So why were they walking in the woods? They walk all this way to the cabins. And then when they couldn't find Mr. Hogarth, whatever his name was, they go, well, let's check the parking lot. There's a parking lot? They could have driven there? And then later, did you notice their car was there? But then they get in, there's no gas. Okay, another getaway car that won't work. So I was like, wait a minute, who got the car? Why did they walk through all those woods to get there? And then they say there's a parking lot. And then, oh, for one thing, the one girl said she blew her whole paycheck for this weekend. For that? For those? Yeah. I mean, the one cabin looked pretty by itself, but then all the other cabins looked like they were storage units or something, because there was just all this stuff. I don't know. It just, she blew her whole paycheck on that weekend. How expensive was that? And why there? Why out in the middle of the woods for nowhere to have a really kind of pathetic birthday party? With I need some Tylenol. But okay, so yeah. Why were they stopped in the first place? That didn't make any sense. I mentioned the chains over the shoulders. So after that, did you notice especially the gal that decided to bless us with her breasts? How old do you think she was? She was young, but it seemed like she had some major cheek carving, some work done on her face. I'm like, oh, if you're that young and you've got to chop up your face that young, you're gonna look very Joan Rivers by the end of your life. Sorry. I don't know if she had work or not, but her face was carved because her mouth and a lot of the gals looked like they had collagen in their lips. When Kate was the final girl and she's sitting at the table and they're trying to feed her body parts and she's like, ooh, and her lips were just like, you didn't need 3D glasses. Her lips were just way out there. So yeah, Todd, I know I'm bitching and moaning about silly things, but I notice every little nook and cranny when I'm watching a movie. It's like Logan. Did you see Logan? The what's his name? Wolverine movie. What was that movie? $100-something million to make, and he had fake facial hair. When I can detect fake facial hair a mile away. And when he turns to the girl in the truck and goes, his entire mustache flipped. And I guess the editor thought, well, fuck it, we can't do anything. We don't even want to digitize it. Let's just leave that in this $100 million movie.
Wow.
I know. I hope people love hearing me talk about this shit because I'm all about it. I got notes.
That's what we're here.
And again, when they're talking about the Pigman, all those years ago, how many years? Because the opening segment looked pretty modern to me. And then, like I said, Piglet's mask still looked fresh and new all these years later. And that was like, how many, what all those years ago, I remember was what one of the characters said. And it just, I don't know. Okay, so, oh, did you notice too when they're walking through the woods, and like the second group too, when they left their car and were going to walk through the woods, nobody had any bags. Nobody had backpacks. Nobody had bags. So how did they change?
I didn't notice that. That's hilarious.
How did the girls change into bathing suits? They were, if they're there a weekend. Oh, there's Logan. That's one of the better looking shots. But oh, when you get close up, especially in high definition, like when they put the Lord of the Rings movie out, and when that special frame per minute thing, and then everything almost looked like it was on video. You can see every nook and cranny and pore. But facial hair, movie guys, movie filmmakers, if you plan on doing fake facial hair, you better do it right, because I will bitch about it openly. Yeah, no clothes. They didn't have any change of clothes. No intimates, hygiene stuff, nothing. So that was weird. I guess they figured you weren't going to pay attention to that. Yes. Thank you, Andrea. That's Andrea, I'm thinking. It's a guy. That it just, no clothes, man. Just what they were wearing. And I don't recall any changes of attire later, except for when they were in their bathing suits and stuff. But you're not going to go to these cabins without your luggage or something, unless somehow somebody got the car. Because, with commercial breaks, it seemed like some things jumped a little. Maybe when their car wound up there, they got stuff out of it. I don't know. Kate's birthday, Lycan Hook. Another birthday gathering. Get a bunch of gals, set it up as a birthday gathering, pick them off. And I noticed too, Piglet would grab a girl, drag her away, hit her on the head, drag her away, leave her chained, and you think, oh, he's going to keep her. But then in the next scene, in the next moment, he comes in and just kills him anyway. So why not just kill him in the woods or kill him wherever he hit him? I get padding. Extra time. I already mentioned titty time because, yeah. And then Foley work in voices and audio all over the place. Like I said, half the time they would speak as if there was no boom mic above them, and you're leaning in going, what? And turning it up. Score was too loud, as I mentioned, in some places where she's trying to be serious and talk, and the music's just drowning her out. When the one gal, like I said, oh, there it is on your shoulder. I love it. Yeah. Instead of the tail covering your camera lens, now we get to actually see. The one girl who at first I thought maybe had some kind of disability because it was the three that their car overheated, and then she stops to do a drawing, and the girl said she might be there for half. Just let her do her thing. Like she may have had a disability. Never explained, but then you figured, oh, she's special. Maybe she'll live. But then when Judith came across her in that shed, it's like after all that time, the guy finally comes in and goes, oh, well, I'm going to put a hook through your neck. And did you notice when the hook, what they had obviously attached to her mouth, the hook, instead of being like this, it kind of hung down and kind of wobbled. So it was rubber or something. Yeah. It was like, oh, come on. They couldn't have shot that again. And maybe it was for you to have some giggles. Because, movies like this, you want to have some giggles and how bad it is. But we'll find a movie that's really good sometime.
One of these things.
Well, maybe I don't know. Did you see Special Needs Revolt yet?
Yes, I watched it
Yeah.
right after Piglet. Actually.
Oh, okay. You know what? I started too. I had to get some sleep though, because okay, sidetracking again. You know I do this, kids. Like, for those that remember the British show, The Two Ronnies, the one guy would do a dialogue where he'd start talking, but then he'd veer off into different tangents and then come back. But yeah, I worked last night until midnight, and usually I'm up a long time after that, and then I will sleep a lot. Like normally I'd be asleep right now. So see what you guys made me do. But so I started watching Special Needs Revolt after Piglet, and I didn't finish it yet because I got about 40 minutes in and I thought I've got to get some sleep here. But yeah, I figured maybe that's one sometime if you want to talk about that one. You know, it has its faults. It's ultra low budget, but it's probably a lot. It is a lot better than the
Well,
Three
see,
Thieves.
next week is Popeye's Revenge.
Oh, we're gonna go with that one from the same writer.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that'll be fun because
But-
I was curious.
But then we're jumping into SRS movies for the next 4 weeks. And then
Okay.
you get to pick some
Oh no,
Lost movies.
I'm fine with you guys picking stuff because it will force me to watch movies I probably would have to be drunk to watch, and I don't drink. But I do have quite an SRS catalog, and like any ultra low budget company, they have their stinkers, and then they have the good ones. I have a few stinkers. I think, I mean, I don't want to offend any of the filmmakers out there, but that Death Toilet trilogy, did you see that? That was yeah, that one I had trouble getting through the first one. So yeah, but there are good Oh, well, I have it as a triple feature set, and I actually had to write to SRS because something I couldn't access, the menu didn't work properly or something, and they sent me another disc, but you know. Oh, also, I will, before we finish up with Piglet, I will mention that I will be in an SRS release.
Nice.
Sean Phillips, he wanted me, he would send me messages, hey, do this perk. Filmmakers, I can't really afford to do perks anymore. I am broke as hell. So I cannot pay you a couple hundred to be in a scene with the star or something. It was like, for instance, I kind of wanted to be in Amityville Karen because Mike Ferguson, who's in Toilet Zombie Baby that I'm in, is in that. And I thought that'd be fun to see Mike in person again. So, but where I live in Palm Springs, I would have had to drive over the mountains, which scares the shit out of me. Highway 74. If you've seen It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, you know what I'm talking about. Drive all the way down through to either Lake Elsinore or Temecula, and then go all the way towards San Diego, where they were filming in the vineyards. And I think it was to be in a scene with one of the stars would have been like $400. And I was like, I'm sorry, but $400 plus all the gas driving over that treacherous mountain road. But I digress. The one I will be in is also a Sean Phillips movie called Pay to Die. That was supposed to be released earlier this year on Blu-ray and that, but he said there was something with editing or something, so that one's not out yet. But I supposedly will have a video clip, which they will put like in the corner of the screen because I'm reacting to a scene, and also an audio clip of my voice. We'll see how that goes, but be on the lookout for Pay to Die. And that will be an SRS. So, yeah, we'll have some fun with those. But other than that, back to Piglet. Horrifyingly bad CGI splatter blood. It just the way it shot out. It was like a cartoon. Trying to make my hair look. There we go. So also too, Katie and Susie, when they were the last two girls, and of course Susie or Cecily couldn't make up her mind. Their special needs revolt. No, we'll stay here. No, we gotta go. She can't. And then it showed up with the dead girl, and they were like, "Oh, we gotta run." So they both run, but it would be like, "Stay together." So when they start running through that weird labyrinth of supposedly cabins.
Oh yeah, that was a that was a blatantly push at Texas Chainsaw.
Oh yeah, yes. I read comparisons there too in a review, but they split up. I maybe meant they were panicked, but oh yay, that looks a lot better than it actually was, folks. So, but they split up. I was pissed about that. Oh, all right. I need to take a swig for this one because this is the biggest sin in movies ever. All right. I am goddamn sick and tired of every fucking horror movie, thriller, whether it's a movie, TV show, whatever. Please let me go. I promise I'm not going to tell anybody. All my friends are dead, brutally murdered, but you let me go. I will not call the police. I will not tell anybody. It's just between us. No. I should have shut the movie off right then and there, but it was almost over. But you do not do that in movies. No, I know they're just characters, the bad guys, but no person's gonna believe you when you say, "Oh, I promise I won't tell anybody. Just let me go." Oh, bad writer. And also too, boy, poor Katie. She gets away. She gets in that car. Something happens, and she gets to that thing. She just won't stop trying to hurt her, and then she finally gets that the guy in the shed with the welding. How did he never know about what's going on in the area? And boy, was his acting top part, especially when he was being attacked. He's like, no. CGI blood again, but then she gets how did his keys miraculously wind up in front of her on the ground? She grabs them. She gets in that car, and wouldn't you know it, of all the times and places, well, especially for the plot of this movie, a deer jumps in front of her car. She crashes the car. Boy, this poor girl she can't win. The ending, it was abrupt. It just, sure, wow. And I don't know, folks, spoilers here. If you don't want to hear this, mute until I give you a signal. But, oh my God. At first you're thinking, oh, great. Wow. Big deal. Climactic. And instead of like what I was expecting, like a coda, maybe even it was just her wandering through the woods, bloodied, and that's it. No, it was just, and then, well, we ran out of film. Did you see? No, go ahead. What's it? Okay. Well, did you see the what was the Mickey Mouse one?
Oh, the Mouse Boat Massacre, or the other one? Because there's
a
one
few.
Where dude just has the mask.
What about the one where it was like Five Nights at Freddy's? It was American.
That's the second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember how that one just suddenly like stopped?
Yeah.
It was like, that was it? What? This one, even though it had a conclusion, it was just too abrupt. And it was like, well, that's it, folks. We don't know what else to do, so let's just run the credits. And I love that bird. And what's the name again?
Oh, Bourbon.
Okay, thank you. I got to remember that. Oh, and then I love how ultra low budget movies, in order to save money, just like old TV shows, which is why I think they should have a CD. Yes, I do CDs compilation of all those background songs you would hear, like in the Brady Bunch, Gilligan's Island, and Andy Griffith's Show. When someone's listening to a radio, it's this twangy rock and roll music that's so generic and awful that I would love to have those on a CD. I would.
Oh yeah.
It's like, hey, Jan, want to come up to my room and listen to my brand new groovy record album? You know, that kind of atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
So,
they used to pull their shit on the Adam West shit too.
Yeah,
Batman.
Batman. Yeah, and actually, one of my favorites, and I wish there was a soundtrack, was, did you ever see the old movie with Tony Randall called Hello Down There? About the family that was doing an experimental in this undersea house. Oh my God, Hello Down There. I highly recommend it to everyone who loves cheesy, early 70s cinema. Oh my God, every time it would air on local TV or late night TV, we would love it because it was so, I don't want to say it was so bad. It was just so cheesy. And the songs in it, Tony Randall couldn't really sing. So when he's singing, just give me one more chance, it just really didn't work. But anyway,
I always loved him on The Odd Couple.
Oh, no, Tony Randall, he's great. But maybe he purposely was off key in this movie. It just wasn't really. Oh, and guess who was in that movie, too, in a very young role? Richard Dreyfuss. You know, he used to appear on Bewitched, too, as one of the warlocks or witches. So, anyway, the music. The end title song. Did you sit through it?
I got no, because Tubi only plays that one part before it goes.
Oh yeah, it cuts off. Yeah,
the next one, I was like, no, we're not watching. Whatever.
There was a chunk. There was a chunk of that song, and I was like, ooh, but it. At least it wasn't rap, because, and I'm sorry, I know Special Needs Revolt has rap in it. I'm gonna say it wasn't. I mean, but there's Chris. You're the greatest, man. He's on the ball. Hey, Chris. Because I was mentioning Bill Whedon and his luscious hair and Special Needs Revolt. You want to throw up one of those? Throw up. That's a good one. Put up one of those photos if you happen to have them on hand of me. When you get the chance, he's scrapped. No, well, that's not me, guys.
Wait a minute, that one ain't you?
That ain't none of those.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that. If that isn't a portrait, and there was another photo if you ever want to put that one up, but that was me, 1994. And so when I saw Bill Whedon's luscious hair in Special Needs Revolt, and I look at mine now, look, I'm old. It's genetics, but look at that. And that's the same leather jacket that Sirloin wears in Psycho 8 2. And my Seed and Kill, same jacket, same cock ring on the shoulder. Yes, folks, that's what that is on my shoulder. And people think, oh, it's just, what is a ring? No, that's for those in the know. Yes, Psycho 8 2. Thank you.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. Well, not everybody's base is that big of a circumference. I inherited that from a friend. I actually inherited a whole big crate of leather gear. Those were some of it, not the jacket. I bought that. But the thing is, that hair, oh my God. And it got longer, and I was so proud of it. It was so beautiful. And yet, this was 1994 St. Louis. Could not get a date to save my life. I would hear, oh, I just don't like men with long hair. I would get that a lot. I wish I had that hair now. I can't, as hard as I try, even by taking minoxidil pills. But there I am, folks. Gorgeous me. Oh, that auburn. I miss it. So, there's Chris.
Hey.
Hey.
That's a great photo, Todd.
Yeah, okay. So where that is the St. Louis riverfront. That was a couple miles from my apartment. I could just drive straight down Christie Boulevard right to the riverfront. I don't know what you call that, but there was a little parking lot there and a sidewalk and that railing, and you could just walk along and watch all the barges. And yes, I'm going to say it, the Mississippi River is not that blue. That was the photo, you used to take your film in to get it processed at a little photo store. And I guess that's what their system thought the Mississippi River should look like, but it was more brown. They got me right, but not the water. But that's that's the Mississippi River. And on the other side of the river is Illinois. That would probably be, I don't want to say East St. Louis, but a little south of East St. Louis. And I'm sure a lot of that is all probably torn up now and on the other side of the river, and it's just stupid buildings. But yeah, back then, we took that for granted. What was nice open space back then is now probably, So other than that,
who took the picture? Todd?
Okay, glad you asked. That was a former college roommate, Lon. He passed away in 1999, sadly.
Sorry.
Yeah, but no, he and we were complete opposites. Our taste in what we, I would say, who we were attracted to and stuff, we were complete opposites. But when we met in college, we were like, we were fast friends. We loved, back then we used to go to record stores and look for 12-inch singles and the imports and stuff. We'd hit all the record stores. We just were great friends. So after college, he wound up living a good 3-minute walk from my apartment. It was weird. And so we would hang out all together. We would go to the buffet every Saturday. I guess if they're still around, now it's Hometown Buffet. Used to be Country Buffet, Old Country Buffet. We used to call it the Old Country Butt Fuck. But yeah, my friend Lon took that. Yeah, it's a great shot. And the other shot that you had, you don't have to put it up, you don't want, but that one was taken also right there on the rail. There was railroad tracks between the parking lot and the street. There were railroad tracks you had to go over to get to the parking lot, and there were trees alongside the river, and then this bluff, and the real high bluffs. So it was really cool to walk along, and that other photo was more like an album cover, actually.
Let me see. Did you send that to me, Jack? The other, you sent me two of the. Okay.
Yeah, he sent you two.
Let me see. Give me 1 second.
Oh, there he goes. Off to the yonder, looking for the other picture that I was describing.
I do believe that it may have just been like in the same block.
Yeah, I sent you two at the same time. I love how now on Messenger on Facebook, when you send multiple photos, they spread them out like you're holding a deck of cards. It's like,
maybe I saved the one twice, maybe.
It could be you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what you did.
Oh, that's what I did too. I sent you the same one twice.
Twice.
Well,
I was just looking to see if there were any differences. Maybe I
didn't even notice myself. This morning has been a.
Send him the other one for next time. We can have a retrospective of Todd's past life.
That's all right. We'll make a whole collage, Todd. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, whatever you want, or if ever you want clips or something. It's hard to send some clips through Messenger or especially email. It always says the file is too big. But, if I tell you about stuff that I have on Vimeo, I can give you a link and you can always download it directly. Or if sometime I'd love you to show the trailer for El Dorado, the Domiziano film I voiced, and even the trailer for Astral Plane Drifter. so we can throw those in.
Whenever you send it, and we'll put it up.
Well, I'll give you the links to, because both of them are on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, we'll have it ready next week. We'll have it.
I wanted to also mention, for people that are going out to see the new Naked Gun movie and realize that this is from Seth MacFarlane, who does Family Guy. So it's not the Zuckers, which is not a bad thing, but I will say that through this new Naked Gun, I have had people tell me, oh, I guffawed. I was having a good time. I kind of smiled a few times. I kind of like, oh, I wasn't like laughing my ass off. So it's all personal taste. It's just that I've seen everything. And after seeing the original Airplane, Top Secret, and the original Naked Gun, I've seen it all. So then you have Airplane 2 had nothing to do with the Zuckers. I don't know if Naked Gun 2 and 3 did. But then, you know, Hot Shots and all those others, they just couldn't. So you've seen it all. You've seen all the jokes there can be. So there was some fresh ones in the new Naked Gun, like the coffee cup thing through the whole movie. But I tell people, go back to the original Naked Gun. And I'm surprised how many people had not seen it. They just came to see this one. But I tell people the best one ever. I'm angling it because otherwise, Top Secret, 1984, Val Kilmer's first movie. And yes, that is his voice singing in the film. He dances. The comedy, there's stuff going on in the background. If you're not very, you know, if you don't look, you won't see the jokes in the background. There's jokes in the credits. This movie is jam-packed. Sure, there's some jokes that are out of date, like they mentioned Montgomery Ward, the Ford Pinto, Mel Torme, and Leroy Neiman paintings. And for you young folks, Google those so you can get the jokes when you watch Top Secret. But this one, I have seen it a million times. I laugh every time. This one is astounding. Just watch out for the anal intruder, though. This was a PG film. This was before PG-13, like Airplane. So back then, it didn't tell you why it was rated PG. It was a grab bag. So you didn't know if you were, you know, you went with your family to see a movie. You didn't know you could get hit with nudity, maybe an F-bomb. It just, you didn't know. This one, there's some naughty stuff going on in this one, and it's the best. So besides that, and I've told people my favorite comedy. I love Top Secret to death. I think it's Weird Al Yankovic's favorite comedy. But my all-time favorite, of course, is the first nudie musical, which I've mentioned, 1975, Cindy Williams. She's not naked, but it's a delight. And then, okay, so just go ahead and get this 30% off. Just go ahead and get the whole set of the original Airplane, Top Secret, and Naked Gun. This is a 6-disc set. It's got both Blu-rays and 4Ks. That's why I bought it.
It's a great set.
It's a great set, and it comes with a mini poster for each film and a booklet. So it's good. But then here's the one I want everybody to seek out. And, you know, I've been mentioning lately my beef with Lionsgate, which I hope I can mention a little bit before we wrap up. Lionsgate just kind of buried this on a label called Avalanche. They have their subsidiaries, or they, like Lionsgate owns or acquired Artisan and Trimark. And I always thought, you know, Lionsgate always put out some interesting movies. I love their sub-label Vertical. Vertical puts out some pretty good stuff. But anyway, Invasion. Generic titles, stupid title actually, although it's appropriate, from 1999, and it stars Campbell Scott and Tom Everett Scott. And its original title is Top of the Food Chain. A trailer for it on YouTube is for Top of the Food Chain, apparently. But this one, imagine if David Lynch directed a 1950s aliens invade a small town thing. It's It plays itself seriously in a way. Everyone's deadpan. And all of the men's names, like in the 50s, if you were very astute, in the 50s, a lot of scientists' names in the movies were like Carol, or, you know, they were names that a man or a woman could have. And they do that in here. This movie is bizarre. It's absurd. It's
who is that on the cup? That almost looks like Ringo Starr from Caveman.
That is Campbell Scott.
Okay.
Yes, Campbell Scott. He's great. And Tom Everett Scott, you've seen in a lot of stuff. But it's, as some would say, this is very Canadian. It was a Canadian film. It's just one of those little movies that nobody knows about. And when I have forced it upon people, they would come back and go, how did I never know about this movie? And if you look this up on like Amazon, to like look for the DVD, which by the way is one of those, oh, we're not going to bother to make it anamorphic nor give you the widescreen transfer. We're just going to slap the pan and scan on it.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
The box.
That's why I've been bugging like boutique labels. Like Vinegar Syndrome probably could never get their hands. Lionsgate just has movies buried in their vault that they just won't give out. And this one deserves the treatment because this one is unique. If you go on Amazon and look for it, here's the fun part. If you type in Invasion, you're gonna get dozens dozens of stuff that not only is called Invasion, like Sean Cassidy's short-lived sci-fi show. You will get stuff with Invasion in the title, but since this is Invasion by itself, put it up there as one of the main. No, you got to dig through like 50 or 60 movies before you run across this.
Right. But, try to put the cast in or something else.
Invasion or top of the food chain. Now, do you guys have any important notices before I mention this?
No. I mean, what are you mentioning?
Well, I mean, I know it's called the Todd Jaeger Unmentionables, but I know it's called the Todd Jaeger Experience, but I always feel like I'm bogarting everything. So anyone out there who's going to put that in the comments, I will haunt your dreams. So
he will too. He will.
Trust me, I have my ways. Oh, like, you know, I can astral project. Like one of my all-time favorite movies from the 80s was, well, it was originally called The Blue Man, which I think is a better title, but it was called on video Eternal Evil, and it has Karen Black. And it's about a guy who, when he falls asleep, at first he doesn't realize it, but he astral projects. And that's why a kid in the movie refers to it as the Blue Man. And this astral projection is killing people. And it's a really cool movie. Oh yeah, it's got lesbians in it again, but it's not like these other movies where you get to watch them make out and all that. It's more of a I mean, it's just, come on, it's just tired. I'm sorry, but these hot lesbians, you know what? There's something called the internet. There are sites like X Hamster, X Videos, Pornhub. Yeah, I know them all. You can find plenty of lesbians. Hey, yes. Chris, you're getting your recognition.
I am.
Plenty of lesbians on the internet for you to enjoy. Don't tell me you're trying to, in the guise of watching a legitimate film. It's like, I'm sorry, go on IMDb, look at most of the male reviews for Mulholland Drive. First thing they talk about are the hot lesbian scenes. Oh yeah, the movie is like secondary. They don't remember much about the movie, but they sure do remember Laura Elena Herring's gravity-defying breasts as she tells the other gal, "You drive me wild." And I couldn't stop laughing. I had to pause the movie. I was laughing so hard. I'm sorry, it wasn't sexy. It just... Okay, so on to the continuation of Lionsgate thing. Okay. Whether they were originally part of this other company or Lionsgate just acquired it. And make up your mind, Lionsgate. Is it Lionsgate? It's two separate words, like it'll say in the little copyrights, or Lionsgate, one word. They do it two different ways, and you don't know what it is for sure. So They either acquired or were a part of Vestron. In the 80s, Vestron was like the cool VHS label.
Yes.
They had Vestron Pictures, which they made their own. They released their own films, and then they had their acquisitions. And some of the acquisitions, which I was hoping was going to be a part of the Vestron Collector Series, weren't, because I've seen them released by like Kino or somebody else. So I was overjoyed when, how many years ago? 7 or 8 years ago, I don't know, I saw the Vestron Collector Series. And they used the cheaper Vestron logo instead of the really cool one that would come at you on the screen. And I thought, oh my God, they're going to release all the 80s Vestron releases, like Lair of the White Worm, Earth Girls Are Easy, and oh my God, my parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I think I had, well, I didn't have it today, but I have the VHS standee for this one, where you pull the tab and the fridge door opens and you see all the human.
Nice.
So this is what I was hoping for, because I was so excited. I thought, oh no, give me a second. Here it is.
What's happening over there, Todd?
Well, I was going to grab siesta. That's for another topic.
That's another time.
Yeah, another time. My favorite, Paper House. Bernard Rose, who directed Candyman and the Frankie Goes to Hollywood Relax video.
Wow.
Notorious video. He directed this. Hans Zimmer did the score. My CD soundtrack is autographed by Hans Zimmer. A friend of mine worked at Amoeba Records in Hollywood when I think, was it Inception came out or something, and he was there to autograph soundtracks for that movie. And I gave her my CD of Paper House and said, would you get him to autograph it? And when she brought it up to him, he was like, she said he was stunned. And he goes, oh my God, he saw this movie? So it's based on a book called Marianne's Dream, or Marianne's Dreams. It's astounding. It's beautiful. Ben Cross is in it. This was Charlotte, forget her name's only film. And I thought, that means Vestron's going to release this. Oh my God, we're going to get this on Blu-ray. No. This is a Region 2 DVD.
Okay.
It was released in the United States widescreen on a bootleg DVD, along with a TV movie starring Robbie Benson. What? Yeah, I don't get, but it's a good transfer. So if you can look it up, Paper House and Robbie Benson, and maybe you'll find that bootleg. But no, they never released, and this was a Vestron picture. So why didn't they release it? Instead, what Lionsgate has been doing is pimping out the Vestron name. I wrote to Vestron, the Vestron Collectors page on Facebook, and I sent them a message about, why are you guys doing this? This is wrong. Of course, they never wrote back. So what they're doing is Lionsgate is digging into their vaults and just throwing out Lionsgate releases or possible artisan releases, like Extreme Prejudice. That was a Trimark, I think.
And it's a shame, Todd, because as time goes on, the chances of those movies getting released or go down, with digital streaming. So
yeah, and I don't. This was not a Vestron,
right?
And I think Lionsgate just acquired this in their library, and well, let's get it out there. Let's get some bucks. It's part of the Vestron series, and I admit, I bought every Vestron Collector series, and I when I started getting suspicious, I thought, oh no, they'll bring some more Vestrons out, but they haven't. Here's another one. I love this movie because I'm a Ron Silver fan and I'm a Jamie Lee Curtis fan. Blue Steel.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine Bigelow's film.
Yeah.
She directed Near Dark and The Hurt Locker and all that, and Strange Days, which I didn't like. This was not a Vestron.
They must have bought the right or distribution rights. Who knows?
And I didn't dig out the DVD. I kind of like the movie, but again, Lucky McKee, he did a movie called May. It's not that old. It's like,
Right.
what, 12 years old? I don't know.
Something like that.
And yeah, again, Lucky McKee, his early films, he loves his lesbians too. He had Anna Faris and Angela Bettis making out in May. But May is a Lionsgate release. It didn't really get a theatrical anywhere I lived. It was right out on DVD. And that is their latest Vestron series release.
May.
So those wanting an upgrade and wanting it on Blu-ray, that's like, for instance, for people wanting Blue Steel or Extreme Prejudice on Blu-ray, sure, get it for the upgrade. But don't call it a Vestron release when you're just pimping out the name and just digging. It's like they got a skimmer and skimming through the Lionsgate vault and going, let's dig up some more Lionsgate titles and call them Vestron.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's still not giving us the one for
I don't.
It's not right. And like I said, it could be that you just write to them like on Facebook and stuff, and they just have it there, but they never check their messages or something. But
yeah.
They won't answer, and it's like ITN. Like I said, when I emailed ITN and said some of your releases, and they're jerky, and you don't have the original language when it's a foreign film, you just have a cheap dub in English. They of course never bothered to write back. It's like, come on, if you want good, what do you call it, public rapport, you would
at least respond, right?
Say, well, thank you for your thoughts or something.
Right.
It's not. For instance, I'll go off track again, but this is funny. Have you ever seen those commercials on TV for GNC's eugenics, where they have the guys going to that famous black athlete and some other guy, wow, you really have stamina. You really are manly. How do you do it? I'm so tired. Well, I use eugenics. At the end of every commercial, they use the Irish Spring. Remember Irish Spring soap? Spring. She'll like it. She'll like it too. So at the end of every commercial, he'll wink and go, and she'll like it too. And they cut to the guy with a woman standing next to him, and the girl's like a geisha girl going, and it's like so sexist.
Right.
And I actually wrote to the company, and I said, so is it only male heterosexuals who have this problem with testosterone? Because it's only that in the commercials. They're always with women. All these other commercials have male couples and stuff in their commercials as well. And it's always the women never saying a word, just standing there looking coy and going, oh, still like it too. Oh,
Did they respond?
No. No, that was my punchline there. You did it well. No, I just it's not that I'm being bitchy and nitpicking. When I see these things, it really is. It's just wrong. It's like they make it seem. Oh, like for instance, get generic Viagra, get generic Cialis, and they show sunsets on a beach with a girl in a bikini going, and you're just like, so it's only for, is it for women or is it just for guys? Because then they think they'll get hot chicks like that. It's like, what's that? The other one, the one that you put and it dissolves under your tongue, and they would have these chicks pretending that they are on TikTok with the vertical video going, oh yes, it's this secret. He'll love it. And their cleavage is like right there, and they're like, oh yes, you got it. And you're just staring at their tits. And it's all, and it's these models, like for the call me 800 number, I'll talk to you. It's like those women.
Right.
And it's just,
It's a mess.
Any case.
Right.
So I would say, well,
Right.
Todd, what's your point? Well, I'm sure you got my point in there somewhere. Nobody responds.
You
That's
take
what-
listen. You take the pill, and automatically the sun comes out. The woman appears on the beach. You know, everything just it's
And no
it's
matter
like
what
magic,
you look
right?
like, you
Right,
could
it's
be
magic.
Jabba the Hutt, and they will want you because you're hard.
Right, and the sun's out.
Oh, thank goodness I don't have to go up on stage and do this as a stand-up routine because I don't think I'd be a good stand-up comedian. But I'm pretty proud of some of this stuff I throw out there. I'm sure
That's
people
all
go,
right. Yeah.
Todd, I can relate. I understand.
All right,
And
you just say
and I also keep forgetting that you guys keep this on video, so the show can be watched anytime.
there's no right.
And
So
now I'm
there's
going to look
there's
back
no
and go,
going back.
"Oh God, what did I say?"
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll remind you.
And hey, at least I remembered to wear clothes today
Oh.
too, so that's important. But
Clothing's optional.
well, it's just I won't say what movie it is because I'm not allowed to yet. But
Okay.
I do
all right.
play a Sasquatch in a movie. Fun fact: the company that makes the outfits you see in the Jack's Links commercials was the company that made the suit I was wearing.
Nice.
But somebody, as jokingly, asked me at a question thing, "This is forever, Todd. Remember this face." Oh, yeah. With my rosacea. That's why I'm red. I have rosacea. I blush easily, even though I've been in an adult film acting. Yeah. I still blush, and plus rosacea and the fucking. It says my no, it is my computer says it's 103, but my atomic clock says it is 107 outside. So the heat,
Wow.
yeah, it's gonna be soon. It's gonna be like 115 daily. So, but this is me. You get what you get. But I was joking about the Sasquatch thing because somebody asked a question in front of people. So Todd, is it true that you really didn't have to wear a suit for your role?
Wow.
Ha ha ha! Because yes, folks, I'm not gonna pull up my shirt, but I am
Right.
a Yeti. I am a Yeti. I am a Sasquatch, front and back. You may not
Well, that's why
realize
you
it.
got. That's why you got the part. Because
I am a manly man.
you're a
I don't need
natural.
eugenics for that,
All right.
David.
You know.
But yeah. Oh, God, I just can't believe
Well, we'll
the
be
shit I-
looking. We'll be looking forward to that role, Todd.
Well, it's out there. I just can't say which one it is because we're
Oh,
keeping
yeah.
it a mystery so that when people see it, they're surprised.
Good.
Good. It's like, for instance, with Astral Plane Drifter, Mike's trailer, which we will hopefully play sometime soon. It's purposely vague. You get snippets, but nothing that gives anything away or gives you any kind of context yet.
Right.
So
Better
and-
that way.
and on IMDb, he still has not listed the actors, the characters' names, just the actors. So you'll see Todd Jaeger, but you won't see what my two roles were.
Right.
yet. Which is good because thousands of people have already seen it, probably. But even the reviewers have been asked to keep things a little not vague, but don't give everything away. So
Right.
it's better that way, and that's why it's doing well on his tour. So anyone in New York, check astralplanedrifter.com to see where it's screening in New York this weekend, and where it's coming to. But other than that, I am so glad you guys let me vent.
Listen. Well, if we didn't have anything to do, we'll go on all day. Maybe we'll do a 12-hour show on
Oh!
there. We'll just,
Oh, sorry, you saw a little there. I'm sweating. I have a fan blowing on me. The fan I want.
What are you doing New Year's?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. New Year's special, a New Year's night. New Year's
Oh,
Eve is
yeah.
a great night to vent.
Well, I usually work Fridays and Saturdays. I don't want to let the whole world know,
Oh,
but I
yeah,
just did. But this is usually the day I'm off. So love the shirt, Cap. Yeah, Arman Funk.
Thank you.
There it is.
Thank you.
Can't wait
There
for
it
that to be finished.
Yeah.
And for closing remarks, well, people, heed my words. Everything I said, especially I'm looking at you, Lionsgate, and you, eugenics. But
So wait,
also, what?
final score on Piglet? What would you give it? 1 to 5.
It's a 1, if you want to give it that. I mean,
1.
I don't usually go by IMDb. I usually think if anything is like a 5.5, that means it's actually kind of good.
Right.
Because Top Secret has a 7.2. And my short film, This Is How, has an 8.4. Oops, I shouldn't have said that because now people will go in and rate it lower. But on IMDb, Piglet has a 2.7.
Wow.
I think Goldilocks, the one we did last week, has a 2.8. So ITN and you guys are on a roll with your keeping it low.
Consistent.
Keeping it low rating.
They're very consistent.
I don't regret having seen it. I give most movies a chance. There's only a handful that really, really piss me off, and I just shut them off.
Right. It's an experience, right? Either way.
Yeah.
Either way,
But,
it's an experience.
and again, it kind of helps you realize too that some of these writers and directors and their production companies just kind of bastardize their own films. And like I said, gaggle of girls, car that won't start, hot lesbian couples kissing in a hot tub. 2 on that one. And it's just, you kind of start to get a feel of how certain things are, so you can kind of plan ahead when you know, oh, well, that's from so-and-so. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'll see if we'll do our checklist and see if they've done the same thing again. It was dumb.
All right. Well, that's
And
being
Jack,
a little
I mean,
kind.
you agree, Jack, right? I mean, it's just
I thought it was the exact same movie as Hook, but slightly better.
slightly
Because
better.
you had that.
Wow.
I'm still trying to figure out though the smorgasbord of accents in those movies, because Britain, Ukraine, America, whatever else, I don't know where they're just all Hook. Well, Hook had it. They all spoke different. There was one clear American voice, but in this one they faltered whoever was doing that. But the Diane character or her lesbian lover, they both kind of sounded like this, but then their voice would kind of alter a little. So no, it's a learning experience watching these. And yeah,
Well,
so
what's the next one, Jack?
Popeye's Revenge.
Chris,
Revenge. Okay.
Popeye's Revenge is from the same writer as Hook.
Wow.
I think is it the same director as well? Yeah,
I'll look it up.
same writer and director. Popeye's
Oh,
Revenge.
shit.
So I'm gonna look for the lesbians. They may not be in a hot tub. It maybe it's sea.
I don't
They may
think
be
they're
the
in
ocean.
this. I don't think.
Listen.
That's
I'm
a
going to use the
letdown.
cliche. Some of my best friends are.
Okay.
But when you do it for female exploitation and to pander to the guys to get them to pull them in to watch a movie they probably wouldn't bother with, just
Right.
like what was it? Julie Louis-Dreyfus and Seinfeld when they were in line to see Rochelle. She said, "Guys will sit through an hour and a half just to see breasts." Yeah, it's true with this. Guys like, oh, lesbians, I'm gonna watch it. So
Right.
that's my deal with that. But same writer, same director. So I'm going to be probably expecting some of the same.
It might surprise you. It might surprise you, Todd.
Well, I accidentally already looked at the rating on IMDb, and Did
it break a 3?
I don't think so. But
3.3.
3.3. Okay. When I looked at it
go.
before, it was different, but I don't usually read external reviews too before I watch a movie because I want to gather my own opinion.
Right.
But
Right.
Yeah, so far it's been 3 for 3, and Goldilocks was not from this director or writer, I think, and I don't think it was ITN. It was something else.
No,
But
somehow
it's like they borrowed people because it had the same flavor and the same. Oh God, Goldilocks had the worst dialogue of all of them. Just
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that.
You're yelling at a car, drive, and then the girl in the back seat goes, I can't what? You know, that kind of really bad dialogue. It just,
don't get too worked up, Todd.
No, I should have had cheesecake handy to snack on while we were doing this.
All right. That's okay.
But yeah, that's my deal. It was bad. And I feel kind of bad saying it because so far 3 out of 3, they were just bad. No. And some might like that. They want to tune in to hear what's the next really bad movie.
Right. Well, bad. Some people enjoy bad movies.
I just want everyone to love me. I don't care.
That's okay. That goes with the territory.
I don't care. But yeah, it was that. And no, I think it's fun when you just throw a title at me and I give it a watch. And of course, being the movie's really bad, the commercial breaks make it feel like an eternity that the film. And boy, some of those ads too. I wonder if the advertisers are like, "Don't put my ad in that movie."
Right. Sometimes you wish the ad would never end.
And it's like, yeah, you get like cancer research, and then you get people saying "Yo soy bonito en el baño" for pills or something, and I'm just like, whoa, this is all over the place. But and the worst one, what made this all worse, and this is my final
thought. Yeah. Go ahead, slam it down.
The Tvago commercials. You know, the actor's name is Jorgen something. His teeth are blindingly white. He's got twice as many teeth as humanly possible. You just look you'll try counting the teeth. There's too many teeth. And then his teeth are like right here. So it's like you don't need 3D glasses. They're going to jump out and get you. His teeth are just like, it's this. These are teeth, and you're hearing Tvago. And plus too, it's a bad commercial because, and it's always some overweight guy who's usually the victim. When he says, "Oh my God, my hotel room for $5,000," and they're like, "Ha ha 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 ha! You didn't look." They laugh at him, and through the whole commercial, it's like, "You didn't check Tvago. You're a piece of shit." And then it's the teeth, you know. So that's my thing about Tvago. I hope people are out there giggling and enjoying it.
Would they fire the gnome?
But every commercial break was like Tvago.
Dr. Tvago.
And no, thank you. And so if they keep doing, so I've learned if any Tvago commercials pop up, thank goodness no eugenics. Oh, well, I don't know if one did, but I always then grab my cursor on my mouse and click the mute button until the commercial's over. Because you can't speed through the commercials.
No, they got you by every angle.
Yeah. So did you see it, Chris, or you didn't?
No.
You didn't, Jack? Okay, so it's me and Jack.
No, but I'm going to be ready for Popeye. I'm going to be ready.
Oh, you're going to watch it?
Popeye. Yeah, I'm going to watch
okay.
Popeye. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, and I'll try to grab my collection of SRSs for the next one, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What a blast! I always think I'm never going to have enough to say, and then I have too much. So
plenty to say.
Thanks for
the
experience.
Guys. Great time, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. All right, folks. Be warned.
Be warned.